This will pop up right in front of me starting. Anyways, I already started. And y'all already know this is an update. I got y'all on the hourly chart. I've been hopping on here. I tried to make a video last week, but like I say, this computer be playing around me, man. But anyways, I'm pretty sure y'all know it's an uptrend in Bitcoin, right? The hourly, y'all can see, is just a steady trend up. And as y'all all know, when these 20, 50, 100 EMAs, 200 EMAs crossover, y'all know the uptrend coming. As y'all can see, the 4 hourly, again, all the EMAs crossing over, and y'all see the usual pattern. Hop up, starts with the W right here, hop straight out, because once all 3 of these cross, it has to come up to the 200 EMA. It always does this at all times. So what's going to happen is it's going to obviously come back down here on the 4 hourly. It's going to be a nasty candle down to this 20. You know what I mean? It's going to drop at least $5,000 minimum whenever that candle do come. As y'all can see, the push up 1, 2, 3 is coming soon. You know what I mean? It got to come back down to the 20 EMA. And I believe it's going to come back down to this 200 EMA, right? And then that's when this 50 and 100 EMAs will cross over this 200 EMA. And that's when it's going to have that killer run. But, it gets deeper because I always show y'all, you know what I'm saying? It's still the same play. But like I said, obviously they're extending everything. Because if you're into the news, seeing everything that's happening right now, I mean, you see the extension of the game they're playing, basically. Because y'all know what I be on. Hit y'all on the daily again. You know what I mean? Clearly right here on the daily, y'all could have caught this much easier. That's why you got to check all the time frames, basically. Because you can see this 20 and the 50 EMA was playing around with each other for a good minute on the daily chart. And you know what I mean? Once they cross over, happy day for somebody that actually seen this, because it's still going up to this 200 EMA, as I said, on this daily chart. That's going to make that one, you know what I'm saying, what you call, we're going to make a hammer. It's going to spike up, and, it's going to basically come right here. The close of the candle going to be right here. You always see it right here. With this doji at to the left side, it'll be around 77,500. That typical range by the time it come up then reverse, because like I said, y'all can clearly see with the doji got, you know what I'm saying? Look in the past, you can clearly see, because basically this is like a upside down head and shoulders. Boom, 1 low, 2 low, 3rd low, push out. So they got to minimally come out here to, you know what I'm saying, on the daily at least, because you can clearly see on the daily chart. That's how you know you could have written this for a nice go. And y'all can clearly see on here, boom, same thing. But the thing is, man, this is when it gets tricky, right? Because y'all know I like looking at the long term. Because last time y'all seen me, we were basically starting this range. I told y'all we already made the high, because it has to drop and recover these candles. This is the same chart. I'm going to show you. I mean, y'all see the chart once it get wider, you know what I mean? On a monthly chart or whatnot. But anyways, so right here, you can clearly see the downtrend. You see we made 1 drop. This is up from the high. 1 drop, right? 2 drops. We're still technically in the 2nd drop, because this came down, then hit that EMA right here, right? It didn't hit another EMA yet. It basically came down, leveled off right here on on a 200 EMA, leveled off right here on the weekly chart. So you see the way that they kind of reverse, you know what I mean, on a longer period charts versus a shorter period charts. But that's why you gotta look at everything and see the general trend of what's actually happening. So basically, we're making a bump up here, a test, then boom, we're going to hit it again and make another drop. We'll drop into the 2nd zone, basically. And this drop is going to be real bad, because honestly, this is a weekly chart, right? This is all the way right here. Well, it's October 2024. If y'all can see with a little hand at, right? And honestly, nigga, this is like 2 years later. Why are we still down here? This is what you gotta pay attention to. We're about to drop so bad, because these EMAs has been overextended for years. Since I started making the videos, this is the same chart. Y'all see it? I'm gonna show y'all on a wider scale. I just want y'all to see how the way we've been overextended over the 20 and this 50 EMA has been chilling above this 200 EMA for years. And now it's about to drop below the 200 EMA. This is the drop that I've always been talking about. Because like I said, they just been extending, and you know what I'm saying, their demise because they have to crash the markets, including the stock market. I'm going to show y'all that too right after this. But anyways, as I said, we coming up here, hit this 200 EMA. We're going to drop. We're not going back up to the high. You know what I mean? You just hop in these moves while they're there, you know, I guess. But the drop is going to be sudden. But, you know, obviously it's going to correlate to some shit they on the news to make it seem like what it's not. So hit y'all on the monthly chart. Boom. Y'all look at all the old videos. It's the exact same chart right here. And as y'all can see right here with the green line at, where are we at right now? Where the green line at? And as y'all can see, again, another doji. The dojis be the super clue. And this doji right here, and let's see, where is this? God damn, that's April 2021. How many years ago that was? So, what, over 5 years? Now look, boom, look at the line with the doji at. Look at where we just dropped, what, 2 months ago and a month until we just make our uptrend right now. And you can clearly see that they're testing the low. They're testing the low. Oh, not the low, my bad. They're testing the support. Because right here, that's resistance. That's why I pushed down back in 2021 and couldn't break out the high. Now, you know, also we couldn't break out the high because look, the pattern right here. The W. 1, 2, 3. We already made the third move up. That's why I've always been trying to explain, like, we made the high. They have to drop to recover this candle right here. At the very least, and that's around, you know what I'm saying, around $16,000. But I got it projected right here to about 1550 with this red line at. This is what I believe the low might hit, and it's gonna be a wick. It's gonna be a nasty wick. It's gonna be so serious, like the drop that you see here. It's gonna be worse than this, because obviously it's much higher. You know what I mean? But basically, where we at right now, that was previous resistance. Now they're testing this for support. But again, like I said, the pattern has ended. The support not going to matter. So it hit it once, two. The second time it come and hit $58,000. Just know that's when we're going to have a nasty candle that's going to recover both these candlesticks. And I believe it's going to at least come down here to about $40,000. This green line. Because that's our next level of real support in this general area right here, right? That's why it's been labeled here, you know, since the early 2020s. So yeah, y'all got to be careful because it's going to come up here, this 20 EMA, because then once it do that, this is when that 20 EMA is going to cross below this 50 EMA, which has never really happened. Let's see, has that ever happened yet? Nope. The 50 EMA popped up in January 2019, the beginning, yep, right, the pandemic. So basically, yeah, 2019, this has never happened in Bitcoin history. So you gotta keep that in mind. This has never happened. As long as it's been going on, this 20 EMA has never crossed below this 50. But it's gonna be the craziest, like I said, a crazy drop. So it's gonna go from 58,000 all the way down to 40,000. And it's going to basically make drops in these levels right here because they're already predetermined. They have to recover these large candlesticks at once. At once. Yeah, you heard that right. So, yeah, it's going to come down here at the 40 to 30, at the 30 to 20, 20 to, like I say, around 15,000. And then it's going to be a crazy candlestick that's probably going to go all the way back up to this green. They come right back down to this red and then break right back out above this previous level of resistance. It's gonna be a candlestick right here. Once this happens, once it come back up to this level, it's never going down because, like I said, they gotta crash the stock market and the crypto markets to put everything back into the crypto market, and that's how it's gonna get the boost to basically surpass its previous high to break down. you know what I'm saying, break through everything. That's what's about to happen. Now let me show y'all. Hold on, let me go a little further out. Make sure I ain't skip nothing out. All right, look at the 3-month chart. 3-month chart, you see it too, but you see the overall pattern. The big W, 1, 2, 3, 4. But anyways, y'all see that we're basically coming back up. We could make a little move up, but generally speaking, this whole 3-month, we may not ever really actually break out of this. We may actually just go right back down because obviously the candle ain't gonna close. When it's gonna close? July. Yeah, it'll close maybe at the end of this end this month, or no, next month. No, hold on, let me see. No, yep, end of September. By the end of September, this candle has to close, and that's gonna be the telltale sign, everything. But I mean, we gonna know with this thing could go all the way up here, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? At least to this candlestick at 85,000, because it can't break that mile line. Let me tell y'all the exact number. You basically look at these wicks of the candles, and you'll see them right up here. I'm over here pointing like you can see me, but you look up to the top where you see the O's, the O, and the H, L, C. So basically the close, the low, the high, opening. So that's basically how you can tell that up there through the top. But the high is 82,814. So basically it can't break out there. But if it do break out that level, it would mean an uptrend. But like I say, that the likelihood of that is like a no. Because like I said again, even on 3-month chart, you can see the 1, 2, 3 already restarting. But then there's literally nothing. There's no support. There's no EMAs even on 3-month chart. So this gonna be a super drop. And on here, you know what I'm saying, like the same levels I just basically explained. But you can actually see the candlesticks that they're recovering much easier on here. And you can actually see another doji right there between both those lines. Well, those candles that we're in right now in the past 6 months. Well, the past, I'll say 4 months. Anyways, so basically these red candles have to match up to these green candles you see right here. Let me see if I turn this on. Yeah, boom. So these red candles gonna match up to these green candles. As y'all can see, even on here, 1, 2, 3. You know, even on a larger scale, you can see what it basically does. But anyways, they gotta come down. You can see how the way it came down, recover half of that, and it'd be almost perfect. You know what I mean? Like you can clearly see there's about half of that candle. So come down, boom. Like I say, 40,000. You can see them. Then it has to come down and get this. But you can see clearly that it has to come down and grab this candlestick right here. This is how I always known it's gonna come down to around $15,000, but you know, $1,650, you know, to be safe. And honestly, the rest of the market's gonna go along with it. And all these scam coins, they're gonna disappear. So most people are getting rug pulled. They think they're gonna get away with scam coins, but y'all know I've been here since day one. I know all the coins we use is all the coins they're gonna use, and I actually know the world they're gonna use it in. But you know, like I said, that's a whole nother story. But y'all can see all this stuff happen in real time. But yeah, these markets gonna, like I say, make a little move up in the short term, but long term, it's clear as day that these markets can't uphold, and their patterns already resetting. So yeah, shit about to get real. But like I said, y'all can play with it while y'all can. Now boom. Now we got the SPX 500. That's the stock market top 500 average. Y'all already know. And as I'll show y'all right here, boom, this is a 12-month chart. So every candlestick y'all see is a year. So imagine the pattern I keep telling y'all about. Nigga, this shit, the pattern here started what? When? January 2000. Oh, I don't even know why I said that. Reverse. January. Dang, I'm about to say it again. Excuse me. It's so long ago. January 1929. I keep wanting to say 2029, but 1929. You know how long ago that was? That's around the world wars that we never won. So they took over the stock market. You know, like I said, if y'all know, go check out UniversoulP. That's basically me. And I already explained to y'all how the stock markets were formed and everything and what they really are. But anyways, you can clearly see the pattern has started back in the 1900s, early 1900s. See the big old W, 1, 2. Now we're in the third rise. and we have to drop. We have to reverse. Like they have to crash the system because it lived out its use. And y'all can literally see the big candlesticks right here. Once it jumps out of here, 1, 2, final move up on a 12-month chart. And ironically, what we're getting close to, $10,000 on the 500, and that's a random number, right? Almost like it was planned 100 years ago for it to crash around now. But like I said, there's no way, because this is overextended itself. As y'all can see, still going on and on and on. Yeah, excuse that. But yeah, even on the 3-month chart, but it's like, how's that steadily going up and up and up? But like I say, they're gonna cause some event. While everybody think the stock market doing good, it's gonna just abruptly just crash, and like I said, they're gonna make some kind of excuse about it. But the pattern is clear as day that this was a plan a long time ago. But yeah, it is clear. So y'all be careful out there while y'all trading, because this is the real crunch time. Obviously, if you see me. So the monthly ain't looking good, but right now, y'all looking at another move to, another like about 3,000-4,000, move. Then a reversal, but like I say, they're gonna stay within this in this range right here. I don't know how long, but between 70,000, 77,000, between this 150 EMA, not 50, excuse me, 100 and 200 EMA, is basically gonna juggle around here for a little bit, and then it's gonna have that one last push well above that 200 EMA up there. And like I said, that push might come all the way up here. It may come up here to around 93,000. That'll be the max it'll go up to, the very max. Because that's just basically the hole, and as y'all can see, you can look further to the left, use that as pre-very resistance. Y'all see the other doji right there. So yeah, that's y'all max. Max is not 9,300. Most likely, the close of the candle is going to be around 8,200. Not 82, excuse me, 82,000, the close of the candle for the week. But like I say, it's going to be a wick up here, possibly up to 93,000, but that's an extremely max that we could even go up to. It's not going beyond that, because it's going to reverse and make that move that, we've been waiting for a long time, but we already made the high. So I don't know what else to tell y'all, because we still have to drop before we break through that high, regardless of the fact of anything. And they're going to use some kind of event to do it. But anyways, man, I hope y'all picked up what I put down. Anything I just said is not financial advice. Y'all grown. Y'all make your own decisions. Let y'all be gods. Peace.